Hey, I am Eric. Welcome to the channel. This is Video Looks Philippines, and as usual, we're going to be talking all things Philippines. But today I've got something extra special, a little bit more added value. I've been getting so many questions about how I did it, and then there's a couple of levels to that. But today we're going to be talking about how did I actually move to the Philippines, and how is it that I can actually live here. I mean, I've been here like 8 years now. And I'll tell you, the key to that is getting your visa nonsense straightened out. When I say visa nonsense, it is absolute insanity, guys. They're like, the red tape is just out of control. You wouldn't believe it. And that is why today I'm going to introduce you to Heidi. And she runs a visa consultation service, a consultation about a number of elements of Philippine lifestyle and living. So I'm going to let her talk a little bit about her company, and then we're going to talk a little bit about visa types, and then we're going to talk about why you would want to live in the Philippines. Not that you don't already know that, because you've been watching the channel.
Hi, I'm Heidi again. As Eric mentioned, I own CNG Consulting, and I am here to help you move to the Philippines permanently if that's what you want. So today we're going to be talking about visas and the types of visas you can get here in the Philippines if you want to retire here, you want to get married here, passport bros, I'm talking to you. You want to invest in the Philippines, and if you want to have a business here in the Philippines. So we'll touch on that as we go along the video.
And I'll tell you, over the years, you know, yes, I consider marriage, especially when it comes to visa. But I want to say I've run into a wall, and it's not really a wall. It's just a huge morass of red tape. Like, it's like nothing's easy in the Philippines, except like laying on the beach and going out and partying and meeting, you know, girls. Yeah. Other than that, you're gonna have to figure out what you're doing, and that does not come easy. So, yeah, investment, like passport bros. You know, I've recently been talking to guys about passport bro mentality, and it's a thing. You know, Filipina girlfriends, Filipino wives, they're on the top of the passport bro list. So
We're great.
Yeah, they're fantastic and beautiful. My gosh. But yeah, you want to talk about a little passport bro consulting? I can help you out with that. I'm sure Heidi can too. And we'll include a bunch of links and a bunch of information, and we'll get into some visa types.
So I'm going to talk to you about 5 visa types that are commonly used here in the Philippines when expats move here. Number 1 is, of course, if you want to find a job here in the Philippines, there's this thing called a 9G working visa. You can have it for 1, 2, or 3 years. There is this visa if you want to get married here in the Philippines. If, for example, you find a Filipino wife, we have this thing called a 13A spousal visa, which can actually get you a permanent residency here in the Philippines. We also have this thing called an investor's visa. If you want to invest here in the Philippines, this is a good way to do it because you also get an indefinite visa here in the Philippines. There is also a retirement visas for you guys that are coming to the Philippines to retire. You know, you're looking for a younger girl maybe to date here in the Philippines. You can actually get an SRRV, or a special resident retirees visa. And then if you want to start a business here in the Philippines and you're thinking about hiring at least 10 employees, you can also get a special visa for employment generation.
Wait. Sorry. I don't mean to bust in here, but
Okay.
you mean all I got to do is hire 10 Filipinos and I can get a business visa?
Yes, you can actually. You can get a special visa for employment generation, and you can stay here indefinitely.
Do you know what minimum wage is here in the Philippines? You know?
Yes.
What is it?
It's like 300, 400 pesos.
So 300 to 400 pesos a day. Not saying that any person would actually think that they could pay somebody 400 pesos a day and get a full day's work out of them and feel like a decent human being in their heart, because I would feel like I was like a slave master or something. But there are slave masters out there, and I know maybe one of you guys are watching, and think about that. You have 10 employees. Your payroll is 4,000 pesos a day. That's $80 a day, right? $80 a day for you to run a business. That's interesting. That's an interesting angle. I've never really considered that before. I never really knew that until we were shooting this video. And that's just, like I said, there's so many levels and layers to this whole visa conundrum, this whole visa nonsense. Like, I've looked on websites, I've seen good explanations, I've seen like the paperwork that you have to file and figure out and this and that and the other thing, but it never goes smooth. Like, you'll fill out this form, you'll fill out that form, and then the next thing you know, like, sorry sir, you don't have a stool sample. And I'm like, what? Like, am I kidding?
I get it. Yeah, you have to go back and forth a lot of the government agencies if you're not working with an expert. Trust me, a lot of our clients have tried doing it themselves, and it's just, they just come back to us and like, that is like not a good use of my time.
No.
So that's why they come to us, to make it a lot easier. All you need to do is sign papers and we'll do the rest for you.
So, yeah, and then it boils down to why Philippines. And you know what? It's what, like 5?
It's 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock? You know what? That means it's happy hour. So let's take this to the next spot, and let's see why everyone loves the Philippines.
Let's go drink.
All right. Happy hour. Yeah, I know it's only 5 o'clock, but happy hour is 3 to 7 p.m. in the Philippines. Like, yeah, it's that kind of lifestyle, and that's what we're talking about. And that's why, God, so many people want to move here. The whole passport bro mentality. Visas, that's what we're talking about. And there's 2 visas in particular that have always fascinated me. I mean, what do you call it? The ultimate visa, or the quota visa? The quota visa. The quota visa. It's like the lottery visa. They only offer like 50 visas a year, and it's supposed to be like the most magic visa in the Philippines, and every guy wants it. But I've been talking about this business visa and this whole concept of all you need to do is hire 10 people to apply for the visa, and it's better than the quota visa. We've been talking a little bit about it, and we talked about minimum wage, and we talked about hiring 10 Filipinos, and we talked about, I think that might be the way to go. I mean, who doesn't want to run a business? I mean, why do you want to work for the man, right? My point is, look at us. I mean, this is the Philippines. This is, I'm not saying like drinking at 5 o'clock in the afternoon is what it's all about, but it's not bad. You know, I banged out 20 years in corporate America, and I only rolled downhill. The only thing that went uphill was my bank account, and that did not make me happy. So, Dr. Juan, Heidi, I'm going to put all her links in the video description. If you guys want the lowdown on the kind of visa that you need to move to the Philippines, she's going to hook you up.